Today, we'll be comparing all Keygeek switches, but why Keygeek in the first place? But in the past 2 or 3 years, niche switch manufacturers have begun gaining traction. For these manufacturers, their main business is not big brands, but rather keyboard enthusiasts. These manufacturers have really been able to hone in on enthusiasts' feel and sound preferences. You might have heard of HMX before, and they focus on brighter sounding switches, whereas Keygeek, which is the subject of this video, leans towards the deeper side of things. With that out of the way, let's get started with my personal favorite Keygeek switch, which is the Keylin. The Keylin's nylon top and bottom housings create a deep and muted sound signature because the softer plastic absorbs higher pitched sounds. This lends itself nicely to a creamy sound signature. Moreover, the UPE stem makes for a typing experience that feels frictionless. This is due to the top-notch factory lubing, which is a defining characteristic of Keygeek switches. In terms of price, the Keylins go for $329 per 10. You get the best deals on Keygeek switches exclusively at Milktooth, where you get free shipping on orders over $49. Support the channel by using the link in the description. Plus, if you're a lighter typist, you'll love these since they have a 48-gram bottom out force. This makes the Keylins lighter than nearly 90% of all switches out there. So if you need something light and creamy, these Keylins are the way to go. Now, here's the sound test. I'm really impressed with the little ghost, which stands out in Keygeek's lineup due to its exceptional sound signature created by that unique UPE sphere pole stem. What makes the switch special is how the new top housing mold and modified nylon housings work together to create an incredibly refined typing experience. This combination sets a new standard in the Keygeek lineup and delivers a distinctive feel that keyboard enthusiasts will appreciate. Here's the sound test. The Higanbanas really shine with their crisp typing feel and distinctive clacky sound signature. What I particularly enjoy about these switches is how the nylon top housing paired with a PBT bottom creates this perfect acoustic presence. With their 52-gram bottom out weight, they hit a sweet spot that provides just enough resistance without causing fatigue during long typing sessions. The factory looping is excellent as expected from Keygeek, contributing to their smooth performance right out of the box. Here's how they sound. When it comes to the Lilas, I really love how their UPE U4 stem combined with those nylon housings gives such a unique, polished feel while typing. The factory lubing is impressive here, and combined with a light 48-gram bottom out force, which is lighter than 87% of switches out there, I find myself just wanting to type for hours. It's got this incredibly satisfying, creamy smoothness to it. Now, here's the sound test. So these two switches, the Dusk and Dusk Horizon, are exactly the same except for one nuance, which is the design of the stem tip. And what this taught me is how a subtle change in the stem pole design, flat for the Dusk Horizon versus rounded for the Dusk, creates such distinctly different personalities in these switches. The Dusk Horizon delivers this noticeably lower pitched sound, while the Dusk sounds brighter. Both share that light 48-gram bottom out force that places them in the lighter 13% of all switches, and they're built with identical specs otherwise. Full nylon housing, UPE stem, and that snappy 22mm spring. Here's how the two sound. The Tipsy Red switches come with a more pronounced bottom out sound and a quieter and less noisy top out sound signature. While still being relatively light with the 52-gram bottom out force, these switches offer just a touch more heft than most of Keygeek's lineup, making them perfect for those who want a bit more feedback without going too heavy. Here's the sound test. These Keygeek sodas are exactly what I look for when I want that satisfying thoughtcue bottom out. Plus, the 50-gram bottom out force, which makes it lighter than 80% of switches out there, hits a sweet spot that I find really comfortable for daily typing. Lastly, its extended 22mm Korean spring gives it this really unique and snappy return feel. Here's how they sound. I really enjoy how the Azure switches take a different direction from Keygeek's other offerings, delivering a brighter and more resonant sound signature that really sets them apart in the lineup. Moreover, these feature a medium light 53-gram bottom out and a shorter 3.6mm travel. Get the best deal on these Azures exclusively on Milktooth, where they go for $329, and support the channel by using the link in the description. Here's how they sound. I really love how Keygeek created these two cousin switches, the black Y3 and the pink Y1X, that give you totally different sound profiles while keeping that signature smooth feel. The Y3, with its full nylon housing construction, delivers this incredibly deep sound signature that I find super satisfying, while the Y1X takes a bolder approach with its PBT bottom housing to become the loudest switch in Keygeek's entire lineup. What makes these especially exciting is their price point. At just $230 per 10 for the Y3s and $250 per 10 for the Y1Xs over at Milktooth, they're the perfect way to experience Keygeek's quality without breaking the bank. Both feature that same excellent factory lubing, smooth feel, and a comfortable 53-gram bottom mouth force that I've really come to appreciate. Here's how these two sound. I'm really impressed by how the Neo O manages to deliver this deep yet pronounced sound signature, hitting that sweet spot between presence and depth that many enthusiasts look for. What's particularly interesting about these switches is that despite being a budget option at $280 per 10, they still feature that premium full nylon housing construction and an L4 stem. With their incredibly light 45-gram bottom mouth force, putting them in the top 4% lightest switches out there, here's how they sound. What sets the Briny apart is how he manages to hit this really satisfying middle ground. The UPE stem combined with those pure PA66 nylon housings creates this wonderfully balanced, neutral sound signature that doesn't lean too far in any direction. With a 50-gram bottom mouth force and a slightly shorter 3.6mm travel, these switches strike this perfect balance between responsive feedback and comfort. In terms of price, the Brinies go for $329 per 10. You get the best deals on Keygeek switches exclusively at Milktooth, where you get free shipping on orders over $49. Support the channel by using the link in the description. Now, here's a sound test. The Mirror Lake is unique in that it's one of the more hollow sounding options in this video. I would say it has a pretty marbly sound signature. Its polycarbonate top and PBT bottom housing combination creates this incredibly distinctive resonance. I'd also say these are the second loudest Keygeek switches behind the Y1X. Here's how they sound. The Hachiware really surprised me when I first used them, so these come in two weights, one with a 32-gram actuation and the other 40 grams. The 32-gram variant in particular is extremely light. For context, it's lighter than 99% of all switches in our selection, but it actually feels super usable for everyday typing. By using that 22mm long spring, it keeps accidental key presses from being an issue since longer springs feel harder to actuate. These aren't super deep however, so if you prefer something brighter, these are a good choice. Here's how they sound. The Sangleis stand out as being one of the quietest switches without being silent. What's really cool is how they've paired this relatively exotic housing blend, a polymer nylon and UPE blend top housing, with a proprietary palm bottom housing to nail this super mild, low-pitched sound that's perfect if we're trying to keep things quiet. These are also super light with a 45-gram bottom out. Here's how they sound. When using the Strawberry Bunny, I find a crisp and medium-pitched sound signature. It's definitely got a brighter personality than its siblings we just covered. What really stands out to me is this incredibly light 45-gram bottom mouth force, which makes it one of the lightest switches out there, lighter than 96% of all switches. Combined with Keygeek's consistently excellent factory lubing, I find myself really enjoying how these create such a distinctive typing experience while remaining incredibly light and easy on the fingers. Here's how they sound. Now the Ice Lattes. These take a unique approach with its modified PC and UPE blend bottom housing, creating this deeper and quieter sound signature. What impresses me most is the smoothness you get from that UPE stem combined with Keygeek's excellent factory lubing. It just glides in a way that makes typing feel effortless. Similar to the Lilas, these have a 48-gram bottom out, so they're lighter than almost 90% of all switches out there. Now here's a sound test. Now here are back-to-back sound tests for these Keygeek switches. But if you want to research more deep sounding switches, make sure to check out this video here. For now, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.